All right, good afternoon and welcome to the virtual college exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolina Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your question to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphones are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out. Check out the CACRAO website, which is CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same time on the CACRAO website as well. With that being said, I will turn it over to our presenters.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for being with us today. My name is Whitney Pitchkey. I'm one of the Regional Assistant Directors of Admission at Radford University. I actually live and work in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, so I don't actually live and work in the main campus, but I work with all transfer students who are coming from the Hampton Roads area of Virginia as well as south of Virginia. So for all of you students who are coming from North and South Carolina, I would be the one working with you during the transfer process. And I have a colleague here today, so I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Kevin Amaya. I'm also one of the regional assistant directors at Radford. So like Whitney, I don't live near Radford. I actually live in Northern Virginia, so kind of near the DC area. I primarily work with students around this area and the states north of Virginia. However, I'm here to definitely support Whitney with everything today.
Yeah, so during the presentation today, please feel free to use the Q&A so that we can answer your questions. And we are, again, super happy that you're here with us today. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can see a brief PowerPoint that we will do. All right, is everybody able to see my screen? Is that good? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So Radford University is a mid-sized comprehensive university located right in Radford, Virginia, which is in the heart of the New River Valley. On the map there, you can see the little star where Radford is. We're sort of tucked away in the southwestern part of Virginia, right in between the Appalachian Mountains and the Blue Ridge Mountains along the New River Valley. So it's a very beautiful part of the state. We have a lot of really cool outdoor experiences and outdoor recreation opportunities for students who are interested in that. Our total enrollment is just over about 9,000 students. So we're not a huge university, but we're not a super small university either. We're really kind of a nice mid-sized campus where you have the best of both worlds. You've got the best of the big as well as the best of the small. As far as the best of the big, you'll have all the types of things that you would want in a large research university. So you have research opportunities, you have access to internships, opportunities for faculty mentored research as well as independent research. You also have plenty of campus life opportunities as well in terms of all the different campus living and campus engagement opportunities. But you also have all the things that you would want in a small liberal arts college as well in terms of small classes, the ability to take classes in all different areas, to have a nice, well-rounded appreciation for everything. So really nice mix there. As far as our male-female breakdown goes, we're pretty much on par with the national average, and about 32% of our students are first-generation college students, and we're very proud of the work that they do when they get to Radford. Our Radford first-generation college students really come and make the most out of their experience. They make the best out of their experience, and we're so proud of the work that they do. So moving into academics, this is where Radford really starts to feel like a small college. So our classes are small. Typically, you'll have about 29 students in your classes. Some could actually be even smaller than that, especially when you get into some of your upper level classes for your major. You'll see that fewer than 3% of your classes are taught by graduate assistants or teaching assistants. So we really pride ourselves on the fact that you are with your professors, you're with your faculty. They are not only teaching you, but they are providing the academic support through academic advising. They will also be the people who will work with you throughout your entire time at Radford to make sure that you're getting what you need, not only to graduate, but also to make sure that you are getting what you need so that you are competitive and successful in your first graduate school application process or your first job interview. They are going to work with you to make sure that you have all of those things that you need. as far as our programs go, all of our college or our majors and minors are fit in all of our 7 different colleges that are housed within Radford. So you'll see a little bit of something for everyone for our students. Some of our most popular majors are education. We were actually founded as a school for teachers back in 1910. And that is something that we have continued to foster and cultivate. So we have a really strong teacher education program. We also have a very strong nursing program. Nursing has probably become one of our most popular and most sought after programs. And our students do very well in the nursing program. We have about a 98% pass rate for the nursing licensure exam, which is a first-time pass rate. And our students, in many cases, already have job opportunities lined up long before they graduate. So we have a lot of really amazing nurses that come out of Radford. We have a super strong college of visual and performing arts. So in the dance, music, theater, visual arts area, we have a very strong college in that area. The business college has also become very popular with economics, finance, marketing, accounting, so all the different areas of business. So those are some of our popular programs, but again, we've got programs really all over. We also have a very strong cybersecurity program, computer science program. So feel free to check out our website for all of the more in-depth information about all of our majors and minors. You'll also see some information there about transferring into those different colleges, if there are any specific application processes that you need in order to go into those different colleges or those different majors. You'll see that information on our website as well. So definitely feel free to check that out. We also, for any student who is interested in living in the Roanoke area, which is about 45 minutes or so from our campus, but taking classes at Radford, we do have a higher education center right in Roanoke where students can live and work in Roanoke, but then also still take advantage of classes at Radford without having to come to our campus. So that's another option. And we also have a partner university with Radford University Carilion, which is our allied healthcare campus that is also located in Roanoke. Our Radford University Carilion does offer primarily liberal arts and science, primarily allied healthcare programs. They do not offer the liberal arts and science area like Radford does. So you can certainly come to Radford and get an allied healthcare program, but you would also, in addition to that, have all the different courses that you would also need to fill out a liberal arts requirement or a liberal arts degree. If you go to Radford University Carilion, you will be specifically working on the classes for your allied health program. So both great opportunities, really just a matter of you deciding which one is best for you. So academics are certainly a huge component of the undergraduate experience, but we also know that part of your learning and some of the learning opportunities that you will have might actually come from outside of the classroom as well. So we have plenty of opportunities for you to be able to get involved on campus and to not only kind of expand your horizons and meet new people, but really a great way to take what you're doing in the classroom and really apply it to what you're doing outside the classroom as well. So there's really a little bit of something for everyone. We have 16 Division I collegiate athletic programs. We are Division I in the Big South Conference. We also have a strong club and intramural program as well. So if you are interested in playing a sport, but not at the varsity level, you can certainly play a club or intramural sport. We also have over 300 clubs and organizations. This would be everything from student leadership and volunteer organizations to service organizations to Greek life to religious organizations, you name it. There really is something for everyone on our campus based on what you're interested in. And the great thing is if there is something that you would like to do on campus, but we don't actually have anything for it yet, you are certainly able to start your own club or organization on our campus. It's very easy to do. We actually have a colleague who graduated from Radford a few years ago who started a club when he was there, and it is still going strong to this day. We also have 15 residence halls right on campus. For transfer students, you are not required to live on campus. You are certainly welcome to, and we have many students who do choose to live on campus, but you're not required to. One of the things that's a really nice perk for our transfer students is that even though you're not required to live on campus, many students will actually choose to pursue the route of living in a Radford-owned apartment. So you're technically living off campus, but you're still very much a part of the Radford community because our apartments are all within the Radford city limits. And in this situation, you would be living with another student. You would be working or your tuition housing payments would be made to Radford, not to a landlord every month. You would basically just pay your housing cost in with your tuition cost at the beginning of the semester. So that's still a really nice way to still have a Radford experience, but still live off campus. And we also have a really strong living learning community program as well. So this would include certain programs that are tied to a major. So for example, if you are interested in going into the School of Education, we actually have a schoolhouse living learning community, which is for all students who are interested in education who also want to be a part of this living learning community. So it really allows you the ability to be able to take what you're doing in the classroom and carry it over into your learning environment as well, and just be able to engage with students who are doing similar things to you in the classroom. We do also have a transfer housing community as well that is new for us as of this year. It has been pretty popular. We have students who are interested in joining us next year as well, so it's definitely a great opportunity. Again, if you would like to live on campus in a residence hall and actually have a transfer community as part of your housing aspect. Over on the left side of the page, I'll talk a little bit about some of the resources that we offer. For all of you who are currently in college, you can probably see that there is a similar service or resource on your campus currently, and we certainly want to continue to provide those resources for you when you get to Radford. This is just a few of the different resources that we have to offer. This is by no means an extensive list of everything that we have. As far as the academic support that you may need, your faculty are certainly a great first resource, especially given that your classes are small, where you really get to know your professor really well, you get to know your fellow students really well. Your professors are really going to be a great first line for you if you feel like you're struggling with some material. We certainly know, though, that maybe you're just not, you want to just talk with another fellow student, or you want to, bounce an idea off of someone else. So we have the Harvey Knowledge Center, which is our tutoring center, if you will. We also have writing labs on campus, where if you are struggling with writing a paper, or you just want to have someone look over a paper, you have that ability as well, where you can have a set of eyes on your paper before you would submit it. We certainly also recognize that many students are interested in getting that first job lined up, or an internship lined up. So again, your professors are going to be great resources because they are the best of the best in their field, and they can work with you to line up an internship or a particular opportunity where you can shadow a professional in the field. But we also have a Center for Career and Talent Development, where you would be able to have people who are basically doing that day in and day out, just helping students make their first step into the job world. So they will help you on not only just lining up an internship or your first job right out of college, but they'll also work with you on building your resume, writing a cover letter, a dinner etiquette class. If you end up having to go on a dinner or lunch interview, they'll do a class where you actually know which fork to use or which spoon to use, or all those different things. So there's lots of different ways that we make sure that you are getting what you need, so that when you do take that first step out into the real world after Radford, you know what you need to do and you've got everything that you need. I also want to mention the Military Resource Center, especially with transfer students. We do see a pretty significant number of transfer students coming in with military service. And so we have a Military Resource Center right on campus to not only help you with any of your veterans benefits that you may need, but also just connecting with other student veterans on campus who can provide a resource for you as well. So lots and lots of different opportunities for you to make sure that you're getting what you need in order to flourish on our campus. So moving over into the financial aspect of Radford. So we really have a commitment to making sure that Radford is an affordable education for everyone. So especially after you've heard of all the different things that we have to offer, we really do offer you a lot for a pretty reasonable cost. And so jumping over to the right side of the slide there, for the last couple of years, we have been voted best college for your money. So we're very, very proud of that, and we hope to continue that in the future. So if you look over on the far left side of the slide, you'll see our total cost of attendance for in-state and out-of-state students. So for out-of-state, you're looking at just over about $33,000 for the year, and that includes your tuition, fees, room, and meal plan. Now, if you are living off campus, your cost would be a little different depending on if you are living in a house or an apartment. But if you live in a Radford residence hall or a Radford apartment, that's basically going to be your cost. So the only thing that's not listed there would be, or included there would be, your books and then your parking pass if you decide to have a car on campus. Now, if you jump over to that next statistic there, you'll see 78% of our students received some form of financial aid last year. So very few students are paying that full $33,000 sticker price. So if you are interested in being reviewed for need-based financial aid, you'll of course need to complete the FAFSA. The FAFSA is if you're already receiving financial aid at your current university, you've already done the FAFSA. You'll basically just need to do another one for this upcoming year, and then add Radford school code so that we can receive your FAFSA and then review your application for need-based financial aid. When you apply to Radford, you also are automatically going to be reviewed for some of our transfer merit scholarships. Some of our scholarships are based on, well, all of our scholarships are based on a combination of your GPA and the number of credit hours that you have. We also have one transfer scholarship for students who are involved in Phi Theta Kappa at a two-year college. So if you are involved in Phi Theta Kappa, you could also be reviewed for the Phi Theta Kappa scholarship as well. We also, in addition to the need-based financial aid and merit aid, we also have some foundation scholarships that we offer. And the foundation scholarships are basically pools of money where donors will give money to Radford to basically say, give these funds to students who are deserving, who really need some assistance with funding their college experience. So this past year, Kevin and I were actually both on the committee to award scholarships for this past cohort, and of the, I think 30 some scholarships that we had to award, we were able to offer 11 students some foundation scholarships as well. Our foundation scholarships are things that you can apply for, so you can actually apply to receive these funds, and then the admissions office does also work to award these funds to incoming students. These can be anything. In this past year, they were everything from $500 to up to about $5,000. So it's a really great way for you to be able to get some extra funds. That is, again, it's free money. It's not a loan or anything that you have to pay back. It would basically be applied directly to your Radford account, and it'd be a great way for you to get some extra funds for college. You can feel free to search all of the different opportunities that we have, the foundation scholarships that we have on our website. So feel free to check those out and see what you may qualify for. So going over the application itself and how to apply to Radford. The application can be found on our website. We have a Radford specific transfer application. We also are on the common application as well. So you can choose either one of those applications. We do not have a preference for which one you submit us, so feel free to submit whichever one is easiest for you. The good news is there is no application fee when you apply, so it is free to apply to Radford. On the application, it will of course ask you to share all of the general information, so your name, birthday, email address, address, all that good stuff. But there's also a section on the application where you can list anything that you do outside of the classroom, so any community involvement, job involvement, family responsibilities that you may have. These things are very important to us because it's not just about the GPA on your transcript. It's about who you are as a person and what you have to bring to the Radford community. And we want to know about those things. So really take advantage of the space that you have on the application to share what you do outside of the classroom. Everything that you do is important, that's important to you is important to us. So make sure that you list those things. There is also an opportunity for you to provide a personal statement. And the personal statement is not required. However, we highly recommend it because, again, we're looking to get to know who you are as a person, who you are as a student, and who you're going to be when you get to our university. So we really want to know from you, who are you? What makes you unique? What makes you passionate? What makes you excited to get up every day and start your day? These are the things that we want to know, and in some ways can really help us get a sense of who you will be once you get to our university. So even though that is not a required component of the application, we definitely love to get to know you even better through the process. So we really encourage you to use that space to share a little bit about who you are. The other thing with transfer students is, as we all know, and I was a transfer student myself many years ago, sometimes there are things that you need to share with us that really don't fit anywhere else on the application. So maybe you had a tough semester where your grades slipped a little bit and you need to share with us what happened. Definitely feel free to use the space on the application to share that information with us, because we will take those things into consideration when we review your application. Moving on to the academic component of your application, the major part of course, of your application review will be your college transcript. And if you have attended multiple colleges or universities, we do need transcripts from each individual university that you've attended. So send in all of your college transcripts. We will review all of them. We will look at not only the GPA at the bottom of each transcript, but we'll look at your grade trends. We'll look at the classes that you took. We do obviously like to see that you have kind of a nice, well-rounded mix of classes, so that when you get to Radford, we know that you've already taken a handful of things and you can pick up right where you left off with your classes with us. You do not need to submit a high school transcript unless you either have not had a college level math course, or if you have completed less than 24 college credits. In that case, we do ask to see your high school transcript. And this is really just so that we can get a sense of what your math progression was like in high school. Or if you have less than 24 college credits, we do like to just see what your high school work looked like, so that we can get a sense of how you are going to perform once you get to our campus. If you're confused about whether or not you need to submit your high school transcript, please feel free to reach out and let us know. We can certainly walk you through that process to let you know. As far as the deadlines, we admit students for both fall and spring terms. So the spring term is the application cycle that we're working in now. This is the term that begins in January. The deadline was November 1st. It is not a firm deadline. So if you're listening to this presentation today and you think this sounds like a really great place, I'd love to apply, please feel free to still apply. We're still accepting applications for the spring. And then for the fall term, which begins in August, we would like to see your application by March the 1st. In both of these cases, it is a rolling admissions basis. So from the time that we receive all of your materials, we will review your application, and we can typically give you a decision between about 3 to 4 weeks or so. And you will receive an email with your admissions or with your decision, and it will come through a student portal. And you can set up your student portal so that you can actually go online and see your admissions decision. Your student portal, when you apply, you'll also receive access to your student portal so that you can actually see the status of your application. So you can see that we have received your application, we have received your transcripts, and that your application is in for review. We also will let you know if you are missing anything, and you will also be able to see it on your portal so that you can still submit that to us so that we can review your application. One other thing that I'll mention before we move on from this slide is that the admissions office does also conduct the credit evaluation process as well. So in addition to reviewing your application for admission, we are also going to review your review your transcripts for any transfer credit that we can bring over. So when you are admitted, you will also receive instructions on how to access your credit evaluation, so that you can know exactly what transferred, how it transferred, and what your academic standing will be when you transfer over. And lastly, we would love to have you connect with us. This is a breakdown of all of our transfer team. There's one person missing. We have a brand new senior director of transfer admission, and the slide has just not been updated yet to include her information. But definitely, she's definitely a very big part of our team. So as you got to know Kevin and I, again, I work with all students who are coming from the state south of Virginia. Kevin works with students in the Northeast in terms of out of state, and then our Associate Director Opal Merchant and Jared O'Flaherty also work with transfer students as well. So if there's anything that you need or anything that you have questions about, please feel free to let us know. We have a couple of ways that you can continue to engage with us and to participate in some virtual opportunities with us. Every Thursday at noon and at 4 p.m. we do have a Transfer Thursday. It's a virtual program that we do. In some cases, it will be a presentation very similar to this, and in other cases, we actually bring on guests from around campus to share some information with you. So in a few weeks, we actually have someone coming from the Office of Housing and Residential Life who will talk about what it's like to live on campus as a transfer student, what the housing application process looks like. We also have in a couple of weeks a session where we're going to have various members of all the different academic colleges that will be there, so that they can talk about what the majors are like, what the process of applying to participate in some of these programs is like, and the faculty will be the ones giving this program. So if you're interested in getting more involved with Radford and hearing a little bit more about what we have to offer, the Transfer Thursday events would definitely be a fantastic opportunity for you. We also have some open house events that are virtual that are coming up. Our next one is actually, I believe, next week. It's November the 12th. And then we also have one on December the 5th. This is going to give you a little bit more information about all things Radford. So there will be a student panel where you'll get to hear from some current students about what Radford life is like. You'll get to hear from faculty. There will also be a campus tour. So we definitely love to have you participate in some of those events if you're able to. And then last but not least, we also have reopened for in-person visitors. So we are, because of COVID, we are having to limit the number of visitors that we have each day, but you are certainly able to come and visit campus if you would like. You just need to register online ahead of time, and we'd love to have you on campus so that you can actually see how great Radford is for yourself. So with that, that actually brings me to the end of the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. And just see if anyone has any questions. Feel free to type them in the chat, and Kevin and I would be happy to answer them for you. All right, well, if there are no questions, we are very grateful for you for participating today. We're very grateful for CACRAO for giving us the opportunity to be with us as well. And so I will go ahead and turn things back over to our CACRAO facilitator who is with us today. But in addition, please feel free to reach out if there's anything that you need from us, if you would like to connect with us in any way. Again, we'd love to have you, join us for any of our virtual visits, or just to chat with us if there's anything that we can do to assist you. So thank you again for being here, and good luck with the rest of the semester.
Thank you both so much, Whitney and Kevin, and thank you for those of us that joined us. When you close this video, there will be a link with a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this is one of the many great sessions that you can find, and you can find the additional sessions on the CACRAO website, which is CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording on the website as well. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of the day.